Most people will never build real wealth from investing. Not because the market is unfair. Not because they started too late. Not because they did not have enough capital. Because they never had a framework. Welcome to the ProfitByFriday.com podcast, where we replace guessing with process, emotion with discipline, and noise with one clear idea every single week. Let us get into it. Marcus bought a stock at $52.40. He had done the work, ran it through the clear framework, strong store, clean base, volume confirmed a breakout. He entered the trade with conviction. Then he set his stop loss, $50 flat. It was a round number. It felt right, clean, simple, easy to remember. $2.40 of risk, about 4.5% below his entry. He had read somewhere that 5% was a reasonable stop. $50 was close enough. 3 days later, the stock touched $49.80. Marcus was out. He watched the stock close that same day at $51. The next day, it closed at $53. The week after, it was at $61. He had been stopped out by 20 cents. The stock did exactly what he expected it to do. He just was not in it anymore. This is not bad luck. This is not the market being unfair. This is the most predictable mistake in investing, and it happens because of one thing. Round numbers are where everyone puts their stop, and that means round numbers are where the stock goes to find them. Here is what is actually happening when your stop gets hit at a round number. Think of it like a game of hide and seek, where everyone hides in the same 3 spots: behind the couch, under the bed, in the closet. If you were the one doing the finding, you would check those spots first, every time, because that is where everyone goes. Round numbers are the closet of the stock market. $50, $100, $200. Every retail investor who bought anywhere near those levels put their stop just below them. The stock knows where the closet is. It goes there, collects the stops, shakes out the weak holders, then continues in the original direction. This is not conspiracy. This is mechanics. Large institutions moving large positions need liquidity to buy. When retail stop losses trigger at round numbers, they create a pool of selling. Institutions buy into that selling. The retail investor gets taken out. The institution gets filled. The stock moves higher. Marcus put his stop at $50. Every other retail investor who bought the same breakout put their stop at $50. The stock went to $49.80, triggered every stop in that cluster, and then bounced straight back up. He was not unlucky. He was predictable. Here is where the stop actually belongs. Your stop loss has one job: to tell you when your trade thesis is wrong. When you buy a breakout from a base, your thesis is this: the stock held support during the base, institutions accumulated shares at that level, and the breakout is confirming their position. If that thesis is correct, the stock should not trade back below the base. If it does, the thesis is wrong and you should be out. So the stop goes below the base, not below a round number, not 5% below your entry, below the lowest point of the consolidation. F formed before the breakout. Think of it like a building inspection. A structural engineer does not decide a building is unsafe because the temperature dropped by a few degrees. He decides it is unsafe when the foundation cracks. The foundation of a breakout trade is the base structure. The stop goes below the foundation, not above it, not next to it, below it. If the base formed between $48 and $52, stop goes below 48, not at 50, not at 49, below the lowest point where institutions were accumulating. When Marcus bought at $52.40, the base low was $47.60. His stop should have been at $47.20, below the base, below the evidence of institutional support. Instead, he put it at $50, inside the base, in the closet. The stock came down, found everyone hiding in the closet, cleared them out, and moved on. 3 rules for stop placement. Write them down. Rule 1. Never place a stop at a round number. $50, $100, $20. These are the most predictable levels in the market. Place your stop just below an on number. It sits under the base structure. $47.20, not $47 flat. Rule 2. The stop belongs below the base, not below your entry. Your entry is not the evidence. The base is the evidence. The stop protects the evidence, not your entry price. Rule 3. If correct stop placement makes your risk too large for your position size, reduce the position size. Do not move the stop closer to make the math work. A stop inside the base structure is not a stop. It is a donation to whoever is on the other side of your trade. Marcus bought the right stock. He had the right score, the right timing, the right volume. He just gave away his position for 20 cents because he chose a number that felt clean over a number that was correct. The market does not care what feels clean. It cares what is true. Amateurs place stops where they are comfortable. Investors place stops where the thesis breaks. Visit profitbyfriday.com today. Subscribe free to the Friday Flash, where you will receive one stock fully evaluated through the clear framework every Friday so that you know everything about the company before you decide to invest. No noise, no hype, just the analysis that matters. We trade for cash flow, and we invest boring to build legacy. See you in the next episode. Bye for now.